Salutations, Sharks. I'm Lori Sandler.
And I'm Bob Michelson, Lori's partner.
We're here from Chicago seeking $250,000 for 10% stake in our company.
2.5 million.
Congratulations on another epic season. We're celebrating too. 35 years of wedded bliss.
What drives our passion?
Igniting celebrations.
With our company,
Let Them Eat Candles. You heard that right. Let Them Eat Candles are premium chocolate birthday candles to light and eat.
The flame lasts about a minute, long enough to sing happy birthday and to strike a pose. When we tell people you can light and eat the candles, their jaws drop.
See for yourselves. Let's make every cake a stage and every candle a star.
So, Sharks, we invite you to light the candle in front of you, make a wish, and on my count, we'll blow them out together.
Ooh, let's do it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Once it stops smoking, can you eat the top?
The wick is very short, so by the
So
time
you
you
don't eat
sing
the
and blow
top.
it out, you can just pluck out the,
Oh, you gotta
nut.
take it
Yeah,
off.
my
It's
wick
just-
was about out.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
You end up with a solid bar of chocolate.
And how many different flavors do you have? Is there just dark?
What's going on? This is your host, Dave, and I'm back with another Shark Tank reaction video. Now, this is actually interesting. And again, I'm an intellectual property attorney in this space for almost 10 years, dealing with everything from patents to trademarks to copyrights and so much more. I think this particular ideal or product is interesting because not many people know that you can actually get a patent on the candle if it's, again, different, which is if it's novel, which is another word for new. If it's novel and non-obvious from what's out there, you can actually get a patent on a candle. And I had to kind of do some research offline and see whether or not they were already edible candles. It seems like they may have been at some point, and I'm pretty sure the Sharks will ask her or this team, how is this candle different from what's already out there? But obviously, it seems like they've made a business out of it, and it seems like, from my understanding, have sold a lot of candles. So the chocolate candle, especially with this wick that, you typically wicks burn forever, or at least until the wick runs out. But this one burns specifically for just a minute, and then it goes out whether or not it's blown out or not, which I would imagine that some ingenuity, some invention, some newness, non-obviousness will have to be surrounded, involved with that type of wick. So, that's something maybe in addition with that being combined with the chocolate bar or the chocolate kind of stem of the candle. I would imagine that it was a conversation had at least with regards to whether or not we should patent this thing or not. If they already don't have a patent, we had listened to see if that's something that they had did and whether or not the Sharks asked about it. But yeah, let's get back to it, and just keep in mind the 3 things that I look for when I am reacting to these videos and whether or not it's going to be a hit is how simple is it, how effective is it, and what's the market like. Multiple people have birthdays every year, especially when you're talking about kids and then and even adults for that matter, wanting to eat the candles. The kids, they kind of do it not knowing that you can't eat it, whereas adults, we kind of generally know that candles are made out of typical wax and can't be eaten, but and birthdays are had multiple times every year around the world. So the actual market is huge. Now, again, I'm not sure how many edible candles are there out there. I would imagine that it's some competitors. Now, how effective those competitors are, successful are those competitors, would be another thing. But again, it seems like the market is a good market. Seems like it's pretty simple. In terms of, okay, you have chocolate, you have this wick that lasts for about a minute. Seems pretty simple and then effective. I guess we'd get off into the effectiveness as they kind of go along with their pitch, but it seems like the effectiveness is there as well. So I can't wait to hear the sales and how long they've been around, and kind of start grilling, and we'll also grill too. And so let me know what you think about it. Would you purchase, leave it in the comments, would you purchase a candle that's edible? And I'm not sure, just being a person of the minority community, let's just say, it seems like 1 minute is not long enough to sing happy birthday. And then, we like to remix it and all that stuff. So it seems like 1 minute may not be long enough to do the happy birthday, at least in a Black community. So, and then obviously, you got to take pictures and all that stuff. So it's a lot more goes into it. But let me know, what would you buy this candle for yourself or for your kids or for family members? Would you buy the edible candle to use for your family, for your loved ones, for yourself? Leave that in the comment below, and let's get back to the pitch and see what the sharks say.
And milk?
There's just dark and milk. We have 7 different patterns on the candles.
Bob, how did you get into this business? One day you're sitting around and saying, I got to eat a candle.
Well, I will let the inspiration, Lori, tell you that story.
All right, Lori.
So we have three boys, and our youngest and I were baking his birthday cake together. And at the end, we throw on these candles, and they drip all over the cake. And I just was so disappointed. Like, here is the last
Definitely
product
like
on
the
the
wax on
planet
the
that
cake.
hasn't been tweaked or optimized. And I really just
I'm gonna
thought,
be buying
how
just that
hard can
alone.
it be to make edible candles? So in Chicago, I took classes at the French Pastry School and the Chocolate Academy. How do I work with chocolate? Who makes custom molds? How would I package
Well, good for
something
you.
like this?
Because you know what? A lot of people come up with ideas and they look for shortcuts. You did not take shortcuts.
Oh no, I take the long route.
I have not seen chocolate
Oh,
candle.
and again, I want to bring that back on myself and piggyback off Mark. And I mean, I interview inventors literally every week on this channel. So check out the different inventors if you haven't. And I think a lot of people, what they say, the most idea, if you want to figure out what the most ideas are, just go to the graveyard, because a lot of people have these ideas and they never do anything with them, and they essentially die and they're left with their ideal. But I think Mark is absolutely right, where not only with he's talking about shortcuts. I think a lot of people have these ideals in their head that can be worth something, maybe multi-million-dollar businesses, and they just don't do anything with them. And kudos to this lady for not only doing something with it to try to get it to an actual product that can be bought by other people, but as Mark said, she didn't take shortcuts. She enrolled in different schools and culinary courses in Chicago and kind of figured out different molds to try to see, hey, how can I make the best product? I just don't want to make a product to sell to someone. I want to make the best product, and part of making the best product is being educated on all aspects of the particular product. So she enrolled in classes, chocolate classes, how to make candles. She kind of figured out the molds and got more informed on the mold. She actually went through it all. And I mean, I just implore, if you guys don't take anything else from this particular episode, just have that same mindset, have that same persistence of, okay, I have this ideal. And again, like I said, I'll get the candle just to not have the wax on the cake in and of itself spilling on the cake. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people share that same sentiment. So if you have an ideal that you know is going to hit home with the masses, don't just let that kind of go by the wayside or put that in the back of your head. Literally take these steps to get more informed. And okay, how do I actually bring this thing to life? I think that's a big common denominator from what I see from talking to people who say I have an ideal compared to talking to people who actually make something of their ideal, is the fact that they didn't let that ideal just go by the wayside, but they actually took steps to bring that to life, got informed, got educated, was persistent. And it seems like this lady kind of did the same. So kudos to her for that. Let's get back to it and see what the rest of the sharks say.
Is this the only one on the market you know of?
There's only one other edible candle we're aware of.
Okay.
It is a chocolate candle. However, it's not a candle, it's just chocolate. And to use it as a candle, you have to insert a wax candle into it.
Bob, what do you sell them for?
They're sold right now anywhere.
So let me bring it back on me again. So I think this is a good point that this guy is saying, because again, part of being informed, you can't just say I have an ideal and I am going to bring it to life and try to sell it. You have to understand what the market is. I talked earlier, the 3 things that I look for: how simple it is, how effective it is, and what's the market looking like. And if you have all those 3 intact, where it's a simple product, is an effective product, and the market is big, which we know the market is huge for this one, then you can be in line for something, a big payday. But just focusing in, or let's narrow in on a market, you got to know your competitors. And it seems like I believe in when they say there's only one other. I know a lot of times people say we the only one in the market, or we don't have any other competitors. But based on what they already presented so far, as far as their positions, they're being informed, they're educating themselves. I believe in when they say, hey, there's only one candle, edible candle on the market. And it seems like that's not even a candle. You have a candle that you still have to put a wax in. And that goes back to my whole point about intellectual property and being able to get a patent on this thing, because now that's to me as a patent attorney, that's something that's new. That's something that I can latch on to when I'm drafting a patent application and say, okay, or differentiate between what we have, with it truly is a candle with a wick that's essentially an edible candle, compared to what he's saying the competitor is they have a chocolate candle, but you have to insert the wick on there. That's a big differentiator that I will focus on if I'm writing a patent application for these guys, is the fact that our candle already comes with the wick, and the wick has these different features such that it only lasts a minute long, and you can take it out and all those things. Whereas this competitor that he's talking about, you have to actually insert the candle in the chocolate. You have to insert the wick into the chocolate candle to actually use it. So that's a big difference that I think I'll be able to kind of bring to light and get over the hump as it relates to patent protection. It'll be interesting to see whether or not these guys did it. But again, know your competitors, know how you are different from the competitors, because you're going to have to be able to explain that when you're talking to investors, as well as just kind of the everyday person. So, good stuff. And let's get back to it and get back to his pitch.
From $2.99 to $3.99 a piece.
And what does it cost you to make them?
So they're 85 cents
Oh,
our
man, that's a
cost.
lot.
We sell them wholesale $1.69, and we sell direct to consumer for $3.99.
What are your total sales?
So our sales have been $2.3 million since we started selling.
How
this
long
Good
have
for
you
you.
been started?
Last year we did $675,000 in sales.
Bob, what will you sell this year, and what
So
will you
this
make
year
as
we
a
will
profit?
do $1 million in
That's
sales.
crazy.
How much cash will you make from that before tax? Just cash.
Probably $100,000. Now, we're
Hmm.
here today. Clearly, we want to be able to grow our business in grocery. I wanted to go to
The
the
margins
big
can be
grocery
better.
chains where you can sell one time and get in 1,200 doors. So our first focus was on Publix. And this was just before the pandemic started. And they love the product. So we're in all the Publix stores. We continue getting reorders from them. Now we're testing at Ahold, Kroger, and Albertsons. But as we take a look at the big opportunity for growth, it's direct to consumer. So that is our biggest challenge.
Well, that's because it's hard to ship chocolate, right?
Definitely
So
hard to
how do you
ship
overcome that problem?
We're shipping in a box with insulation and gel packs, and it's
That's
just
so
costly.
expensive.
It's
Yeah,
very
for sure.
expensive.
That it's a nightmare. I wouldn't even try that. I think I agree with what you're doing. And I think you have to get 4 other grocers, and then you have world dominance
That's it.
in edible candles. It's going to take you 2 to 3 years. That's how long it's going to take. Seen this movie, done it before. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's just a really long journey because I've already walked that road. I'm out.
Wow.
I just don't see how are you going to take it to the point where it's attractive and it's big enough for
Right.
somebody to want to
So,
buy
I
it?
mean, we're focused on getting this to being a $10 million business.
But tell us how. Tell us
So
how.
I will tell you how. Since we've had such great success with Publix, taking that same strategy to Ahold, Kroger, and Albertsons.
That's your credible
That's right.
story.
But there's other big chains that are out there.
Lori, Bob, very clever idea. I'm in a kind of a competing category where we make birthday cards that actually become cakes you make in the
Wow.
microwave with a mini little candle included. So it's competitive to space I'm already in. I wish you all the best, but I'm out.
Conflict
Thank
of
you,
interest.
Sorry, Robert. Thank you.
Even if you hit your 10 million in sales, you're at 20% margin, and I think you can get full distribution 10 years, 5 to 10 years out, so you're in all the Walmarts, all the big boxes. But without direct to consumer, I don't know that you can get the 10 million in sales. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Well, Mark, I just, as you look at direct to consumer, there's clearly a market. There's an interest.
Guys, focus on the 2 sharks you still have in the deal.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
want to say a couple of things. I don't think you're crazy at all selling to the consumer. It's just ripe for social media.
How are you going to pay for shipping?
You include the shipping. People-
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's a problem shipping 12 months a year. I ship daisy cakes all year round, chocolate cakes. They come out fine. I'd like to make an offer, all right?
Okay.
$250,000 for 25%.
Oh, man, she want a quarter of the business.
Oh, it's $1 million valuation. That's a big haircut.
Lori, what are you doing?
I kind of been on the fence.
I want to push you to one side a little bit.
I like to take a concept and then innovate and turn it into more and more. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's chocolate, but why can't it be other things like a sugar stick where you figure out like a candy cane kind of
Oh.
It's a
thing?
good idea.
People just love just candy sticks.
Absolutely.
And why can't you take like candy sticks and make them with wicks and beautiful colors?
Yeah,
That's
Lori,
actually an
I've
interesting idea.
always learned to be successful. If you have a
Okay.
customer and got a great relationship, what else can you sell them?
Well, listen, I'm going to give you an offer.
Okay.
Boom.
Nice. Nice.
Three sharks are out. Lori and Bob have an offer on the table from Barbara for their edible birthday candle company, Let Them Eat Candles.
I actually
But
like that.
Lori
That's
is
pretty cool.
also interested.
Well, listen, I'm going to give you an offer.
Boom.
I would do 125,000 as a loan and 125,000 cash, but I would like to ask for 20%.
Ooh. Talk about a haircut. You're
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
You just got bald.
But but let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, because I know I'm going to have to go to work for you.
Remember, the big difference to the offers,
125,000.
other than the amount, is it's $250,000 in cash for me.
So it's $125,000 for the 20% stake of equity.
Yeah, so that's a
That's what I'm saying,
$600,000 valuation.
$125,000.
Actually, it's a $475,000 valuation if you take the loan.
What do you want to do?
I just want to confer with the boss here, really.
Crazy.
What a darling marriage you have.
35 years, Barbara.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right.
Look
So
at Lori's face.
Oh, I see pain on your face.
You can counter.
no, we're going to definitely counter. No, I mean,
Let's hear it.
we really do not want to give up 20% of the company.
We
do
don't want
not-
to give up either Barbara or Lori.
Yeah. So is there a way we could do 15% and maybe you guys could both come in? I think that would
Wow.
be exciting. You've got a bunch of great
I don't
ideas. You've
need
got
a
a lot of
partner,
passion.
but make it 18% and I'll do it.
She's countering at 18,
18% and I'll
and
do
we
it.
haven't heard from Barbara.
Staying where I am. Yeah.
Okay, Barbara, 25%. Lori's saying she'll do 18.
I'll do 18 and I'll do it straight up because I want to innovate.
Nice.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's good. I like that. 250,000 for 18%. No loan.
We're going to have so much fun.
That's good stuff.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
I like that. I
The
like
best.
that.
Yes.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you, guys.
I want to bring it back on myself for a second, and we're going to also look at their website. But as I bring it back on myself, I do want to mention this, where from an investor standpoint, and it'll be interesting on whether or not Lori or Barbara had this in mind when they kind of gave offers. But again, from my understanding, I talked to someone who loans out a lot of money to different companies or whatnot, and what they like to see. And I said this on another one of the Shark Tank episodes on, I think it was Philo Manila, that kind of blew up and has over 20,000 views at this point, only out for 4 days. So go check that out if you haven't. But they said that the person said that people like giving money or investing with businesses that have either one owner, three owners, or if they do have two owners, it's like a husband and wife. They don't typically like just investing in businesses or giving money to businesses that have, say, two owners per se, because now it gets a little tricky as far as making decisions. Obviously, if you have one person, then decisions are going to get made. If you have three people, at least you have a kind of majority wins thing. But then when you have two people, then it's like, okay, what's the majority? One person decides to do one thing, and the other person decides to do the other thing. You kind of cannot get stuff done. But when you have a husband and a wife, when you have that team like that, that's actually a big thing that investors, if they are investing in companies that have two-person teams or two-person kind of co-founders or whatnot, then if it's a husband and a wife situation, that's a great thing. So to all the husband and wife or kind of spouse business owners out there, kind of keep doing your thing, because investors love to see that. So let's check out the website. They didn't say anything about IP specifically as relates to the patents. It seems like they have some trademarks. So let's check out the website and go from there. So here we go. Let Them Eat Candles. So you can see already that they do have a trademark for Let Them Eat Candles, which is cool. And it seems like from what the wife was saying, they have other ideas. I think that Candy Cane idea with Lori was great. And I think Lori actually was a good partner for this. I think she's going to do some amazing things, and not only just stopping at the chocolate edible candles, but expand this things out to other candy that you can put a wax on and kind of make the most out of. So Let Them Eat Candles. Again, you have the R in the circle, which lets us know as the consumers, or lets us know as an audience, that it's a registered trademark. If they just had the TM on there, that would have meant that they're using it in a trademark manner, but it is not federally registered. And again, it's a big difference as it relates to the things that you can do between a registered mark and a mark that's not registered. So you definitely want to register your mark from your brand if possible. So let's continue to go down here. Typically, you will see if they do have patent pending or patent. I like to see that as an IP attorney at the bottom here. It doesn't look like we have refund, shipping, accessibility, terms of service, privacy, and that's it. So it seems like they don't have at least any patents or patent pending, based on a website. Man, I actually really like this ideal here. And it kind of goes through the story. The website is pretty cool with the pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like I'm gonna stop sharing and bring it back on myself. It doesn't seem like they have any patent pendings listed. But again, this is something, and again, it's crazy to think that you can get a patent on a candle, but you actually can. And the fact that based on what the competitor is doing, compared to what they're doing, I think they can actually have a good opportunity or a chance if they was to go that route, or if they wanted to go that route, or if they did go that route to get a patent on this thing. I'm not sure how long it's been out. The chocolate edible candle has been out, but it seems like if they haven't filed, then it's probably too late to file, just because it may be over a year. And once you hit the year mark here in the US, at least, you're pretty much done and can't file. So, but again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Would you get the chocolate edible candle? I think I would. I think it's some kind of, I like the fact that you don't have the wax on a candle. I mean, on a birthday cake. I like the fact that, again, the kids can eat it, we can eat it. And I think that's definitely a good element to it. Another thing about it that I actually really like is the fact that you can innovate in other areas with this thing, which I think Lori will do. So again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and please follow me. Stay tuned for next week, where I am breaking down the next Shark Tank series of episodes. So take care. See you later. Peace.